What's up, everybody? And welcome to the Black Side of Liberty, y'all. It's your man, Governor Wildstar. Appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in to this very special episode where I got a very special guest who I will be introducing to all of y'all shortly. But first, please, all of you that are out there watching, definitely please keep spreading the word. I am seeing my audience grow tremendously, and I can't thank you enough for helping in that effort. I'm trying to reach Joe Rogan status, you know what I'm saying? So definitely help me get the word out there. Keep sharing these videos, other posts on my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. So you know what to do. Definitely head over to the website, governorwildstar.com, and connect with me on social media. Be sure to connect with me now and keep spreading the word, because it's very imperative that we, the people of the Liberty Movement, keep each other informed of what's really going on in these streets. And I'd be more than happy to continue to carry that torch for you. And for those of you that are interested in helping me continue to build this platform so more libertarians have a voice, please contribute whatever you can. Donate at, again, governorwilds.com. Donate. $2, $20, $200, however many dollars, I'll take them dollars. Just, again, please definitely do what you can to support. And, of course, be sure to subscribe, all right? Because those numbers are going to help me reach more people, reach a broader audience. You know, the mainstream media, the fake news, they pay attention to your numbers. So if I got 100,000 followers, 1 million followers, now they're paying attention to what Governor Wildstar is doing. So please definitely be sure to join the Liberty Movement and help spread the word, okay? So with no further ado, oh yeah, of course. And if you're out there watching, please drop a comment or question during the show, you know what I'm saying? Let me know that you're watching. Let me know that you're alive and breathing and that you're loving what I'm talking about. And my guest, of course, who I'm going to be introducing to you now. And her name is Chase Tkach. What's up, Chase? And welcome to the Black Side of Liberty. Did I say that right? I mean, Chase Tkach, right?
Yep. Wow, you're the first person to actually pronounce it right.
Yeah, I did a little studying, so, you know, when I do my homework before that, it helps. To all of you out there, definitely do the same. But, Chase, thank you very much for joining us here on the Black Side of Liberty. And I appreciate you for talking to us, because you're a very unique individual. And you could introduce yourself to the people out there and let them know, who the hell is Chase Tkach?
That's a daunting task. Well, I am the chairperson for the Libertarian Party of Orleans County currently. I did run for legislature last year, and I do plan on running again next election cycle. And I'm also a dominatrix and adult film star. So, interesting combo.
Oh, wow. You just threw that on there out there for the people. For sure. Well, yeah, I mean, you are definitely packing it on as far as characteristics, and a unique individual in so many ways, especially with you taking the leadership role in the Libertarian Party there in Orleans County in New York. And I don't really know what the demographic is out there, but it seems to me like they probably a bit prudish. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really familiar with it, but you know, what'd you say?
It's very red county.
Oh, okay, there we go. So I wouldn't think that a person like, you know, I hate to say this, looking like you would be taking up such a status, but you are, and you're leading the way for the Libertarians there in Orleans County, New York. So if you're out there and you're in her county, definitely connect with her, because she's making waves. And as she said, she's also an adult film star, Miss Molly Smash, aka Dominatrix, aka sex worker, aka, you know, queen of the all of the above. So I want to pretty much talk about that little elephant in the room, if we may, if we could, because, you know, with you doing sex work, it's a lot of people that have their opinion, you know, whether it be sex work, sexual orientation, and or sex education in school. You know, there's laws that even prevent people from having anal sex or, you know, masturbating in certain cities or states across the country, if you can believe that. So I want to ask you, with you having such an expertise and profound knowledge of libertarianism, do you think that politics, or do you think that sex should even be a political issue and discussed in the political arena at all?
They made it political when they criminalized it. Otherwise, you know, no, I don't think it should have anything to do with politics. Until it is fully decriminalized, it will be political.
And see, and that's the thing, is people don't understand the difference between decriminalization and I guess what is it? Getting rid of it altogether, like abolishing the laws. So if you could break that down, because a lot of people don't understand why the laws are the way that they are. I mean, they're pretty much someone else's opinion, and they're being, you know, imposed upon you as an individual and me and everyone else.
When you think of any law put in place is just for safety purposes, you know, like, how do I put this? There's nothing unsafe about two consenting adults having sex with capitalism involved. So in countries where it has been decriminalized, you know, the sex trafficking rates went down. The only thing is I say, like, when people say decriminalize versus legalize, when you legalize sex work, it's taxed and it's regulated, and I don't want my body to be taxed or regulated. So I think that's the major difference between fully decriminalizing and legalizing.
Yeah, you brought up a very interesting point as well, because you talked about the sex trafficking, which is another big issue with regards to, I guess, people's concern when it comes to more lax laws regarding sex. Is they think that more laws are actually going to protect children, but it's actually the opposite. If there were less laws to prevent, like you said, consenting adults from being able to engage in this activity, then it would allow police, law enforcement individuals
to actually focus on the actual victims.
Precisely, yeah. And we see a lot of that happening now. I mean, across the country with, I guess, this whole Pizzagate thing. You've heard about that, you know?
Yes.
A lot of craziness going on, because it speaks about sex trafficking of children on a very high level. People like Jeffrey Epstein having connections with political figures such as Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and President Donald Trump. So,
well, if you think about the fact that 86% of people in prison are there for victimless crimes, all of that money that's being put into keeping them there can be put towards actually helping victims of sex trafficking, instead of just imprisoning people that have literally they didn't hurt anybody. So, like, why are they even there?
Right. I mean, it's a big waste of money, and it's sad that a lot of people think that we, the people, taxpayers, have to foot the bill for this type of I guess, investigation or this type of issue. But you got the private sector involved. I mean, Ashton Kutcher actually runs a company that works with the government, going out there and, you know, stopping this whole sex trafficking ring. Look it up, people. He's been doing this. It's like,
oh no, I've seen all the YouTube videos. He was doing some good things.
Absolutely. And it hasn't been spoken about much in the news, but I think that's more so to promote that political agenda for the powers that be to continue to stay in control. Because if they continue to present a problem, then we reach out to government for that solution. And a lot of people that are fearful of sex because of their prudeness or religiousness or whatever the case may be, prevents them from, again, thinking outside of the box and allowing people to just live freely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we're going to bounce around. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of controversial shit. So that being one of them, you know, and another one of them is, I guess, related to what we're seeing right now across the country with these protests. You know, ever since the killing of George Floyd, there's been a bubbling up in society with regards to racial issues. Did he kill him because he was black? Did he not? You know, more whites in this country get killed by police officers than black people. There's just been a whole bunch of different arguments, you know, coming to the surface because of this. And these racial disparities, these racial tensions need to definitely be resolved. And I think the best way to do it is for us to just be frank and honest with each other. So with that being said, what's that?
You know what? It really pissed me off after I watched the whole Candace Owens video. And I'm going to kind of go back on what Larry Sharpe said, is it doesn't matter if he was on fentanyl. It doesn't matter if he supposedly had cocaine. It doesn't, none of that matters. He doesn't deserve to be choked to death. Like, I think that most of the people that are arguing, oh, he was a bad guy, or oh, with the whatever situation with the pregnant girl, due process.
Right.
He did not deserve to be choked to death. Like, it's that simple.
Exactly.
So.
And it's sad that a lot of people don't.
Breonna Taylor and all them, you know.
It's right. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, whether it's black men, black women, black trans people, you know, when the statement is made about Black Lives Mattering, it's more so to speak of the racial injustice and you know, systemic racism that does exist in our law enforcement system. And it's crazy because a lot of people want to pose an argument against it and say, well, all lives matter or blue lives matter. And it's an argument, you know. And I want to ask you, why can't just Black lives matter? Why does it have to be this argument of, well, white lives matter too? And you know, and instead
they make that argument of, oh, well, white people get, you know, killed by the police too. I'm like, then why aren't you mad? Right. Why am I not seeing the same energy? You should be fucking angry. Why are you not mad?
Exactly.
Everybody's getting killed by the cops. Fucking be mad. Like, say something. But no, they don't want to say anything, and they want to keep their mouth shut, and they want to stick with the status quo and keep voting for the same assholes, and that's just where we are. And it's sad.
Yeah, you're right. It's crazy that the people that do shout all lives matter, white lives matter, whatever the case may be, it's like, okay, well, why aren't you just as mad? You know, why aren't you, if not even more angry? Because, like you said, more white people get killed by cops than black people. It's just not.
Which doesn't matter. What matters is American citizens are being murdered by their government. That's the big picture.
Right.
People are people, and people are being murdered. So maybe we should try to stop that. I don't know. Crazy suggestion. But.
Especially as taxpayers. In a sense, we're funding murder. You know what I mean? We're allowing people to get away with justifiable murder under the guise of it providing justice, providing protection to people of the community.
As well as qualified immunity, that needs to be abolished 100%.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and I mean, even though the Black Lives Matter organization itself, I don't support at all. It's more so the message of Black Lives Matter. Just so you people out there can know the difference, please do your due diligence. Find out more about the organization of Black Lives Matter, because that's a whole nother something. But with that being said, I'm going to move along and ask you about another something else, because with this whole Black Lives Matter movement is caused a demand for defunding the police. And a lot of people see an issue with that, but there's been cities all across the country that have done such a thing, such as Camden, New Jersey, that have moved to this model of a community police agency. They even moved the police chief from the police department to the chief of this community, law enforcement group. So it can be done. The money was just used in a different way. And a lot of the reason is because people in the community, what's that?
I don't see, that's one thing I don't feel like I can get on board with, the whole defund the police, because I feel like there's a whole different explanation to that needs to be addressed. The reason that all of this is happening is because of the victimless crimes. So we need to address the laws that these police they feel obligated to enforce first. Then we can talk about police reform, retraining, I'm sorry, it looks like I'm lagging. Funding of the police, yeah. I'm not for that.
It's all good. You were breaking up a little bit, but yeah, I get what you're saying with regards to changing the laws on the books first. I mean, it's a multi-headed beast here, and we can't just focus on chopping off one end of it and thinking that it's going to solve the problem. So a lot of people that are out there proposing such an idea aren't really trying to get rid of the root of the issue. So I'm definitely with you on that. But as a conservative, I gotta say, that money definitely could be used better. In one case,
absolutely. I think we could lower the funding. I don't think that we need to completely defund.
Right. Exactly. And one of the ways in particular that I want to talk about, I guess, the money being spent better in a different way, and that call for disbanding of the police is being made, is a recent situation that happened in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm not sure if you heard of it, but there were some little black girls that went missing in the neighborhood, and people of the community went to tell the police. The police ignored the reports. Next thing you know, they actually went and discovered a house that was trafficking kids. It was allowing them to have, use drugs and have sex, all underage children in this house. So the people of the community found it. They kicked the people out of the house. They ended up actually running out of the house and escaping while people were shooting at them. And then they set the house on fire. So this is, the community's response to the lack of policing that was done by law enforcement. So, I mean, that's another issue is, people paying, again, these law enforcement individuals to protect we, the people of the community, and not being taken seriously when we feel like we need to have justice provided to us. So, I hinted a little bit on the Pizzagate thing. We talked about kids. You have kids yourself. I have kids. A lot of people don't really, we talk about caring about kids, but we don't really do anything to help the environment for our kids. The war on drugs, the national debt, it's all being taken out on our children, on our nation's children. And then with this whole pedophilia ring, no one's given a damn enough to want to get rid of these people because they're high profile. Fuck that. So
yeah, fuck that shit.
Do our nation really care about its children?
No, absolutely not. Indoctrination, the whole thing with the sex work decriminalization not happening, where they can't focus on actual victims of sex trafficking, and like the situation you said, it's a really complicated issue. It's all the roots of evil in government that we're all trying to get rid of. And people always ask me, why are you running as a libertarian when libertarians can't win, even though we're the fastest growing political group or political party in the nation? Right. Is my answer to that is I'm not running for me to win. I'm running for my grandkids to win. This is a journey that we're trying to make this country a better place for our grandkids.
Yeah, and it's like people don't really understand how we're just making an imprint. We're doing the work for them. Whether you have kids or not, you're doing the work here now for the next generation. And it doesn't matter what you're doing as a professional out there in the world. you're doing something to help someone. And you know, I guess connective fabric of it all is being torn down because we can't even focus on our most innocent people that can't protect themselves. We're not doing our best to protect them in every way, shape, or form. So at some point, the decay of our society is going to happen. So yeah.
Well, you bring up protection, and one of the things I talked about when I was campaigning was Orleans County has one of the highest rates of single motherhood, and New York has some of the strictest gun laws. So how are these single mothers vulnerable in their homes supposed to protect their children?
Exactly.
It's set up so we are unable to protect our families.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, also, if we were to restore the natural right for us to protect ourselves, and, you know, our city officials or elected officials, public representatives, to acknowledge our Second Amendment rights to bear arms. You know, constitutionally, we should just be able to do so. But instead, you have all of these arbitrary laws, you know, unconstitutional laws being created city to city, state to state. So you're absolutely right. It's like these public representatives have also tied our hands as parents from protecting our children, and it's sad. Yeah.
And you know, it's not just being a parent, it's also me as a queer person. Like, it blows my mind how the Democrats are convincing the queer community to be against guns when, you know, all of these transgender people are being beaten to death with no ability to protect themselves. All these groups of people that are vulnerable, and those are the ones that they're targeting to continue them to be vulnerable. And it's sad. And this is the message that I'm trying to bring to, like, any community that I go to.
Mm-hmm. You're right. And then that responsibility to protect is being put on these law officials, and they don't even take the severity of the situation
about us.
Seriously. Yeah, they don't care about us. And when we're put on a lower faction of being, and we're looked at as being less than in these people's eyes, how could we expect them to, you know, care about us enough as they would anyone else? So you're right. It's sad that they still are discriminatory and prejudiced in their minds, and that's actually how they're going out in the world and I guess doing their job and enforcing laws. But yeah, so it's sad that with this whole children thing that we aren't taking it seriously because that Pizzagate thing goes really deep, and it's been swept under the rug for so long. People definitely look that up. If you haven't already, look it up.
You know what? I buy it. I've seen enough. I'm not saying like I've seen enough YouTube videos kind of shit. I'm not a flat earther. Yeah. The Pizzagate shit, I buy it. I completely believe it.
I mean, I just saw this Justin Bieber shit, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a conspiracy factualist. You can prove to me with facts, then it's no longer a theory. It's a fact at that point. And there's been lots of talk about Justin Bieber, in his upcoming, having had dealt with this whole pedophilia ring or whatever the case may be. And he makes this new video called Yummy, and he puts on his Instagram feed a whole bunch of babies and, with the hashtag Yummy, and his song, the advertisement for the song Yummy, it looks like dripping pizza. And, it's symbolism goes a long way.
Yeah. Well, they had that Chris Brown thing where he has a tattoo on his face that's apparently a symbol for being like a little boy lover or something like that.
That NAMBLA. Yeah, it goes long and deep, and it's a private organization. But yeah, it's sad that these people in power, you would think they would have a great chance to just speak out against these individuals, but because
Corey Feldman did.
Yeah, and look at what they did to him. They're still dragging his name through the mud. He's a liar, he's just out to make money. And, they're going to continue to try to degrade, I guess, the people that are out there speaking against the narrative. It's sad because we're also seeing it happen with this whole coronavirus thing as well. It's just, it's ridiculous. So I want to move along also because, like I said, I don't want to hold you up on all of your time as well. And I know my viewers have short attention spans, so I just want to keep them as entertained as possible. But I do want to ask you, because with you being such an eclectic individual, you're an adult film star, Miss Molly Smash. You're a mother, you're an entrepreneur, you're a homeowner, you're a gun owner, you're a candidate for office, you're a
check.
right.
Check off all the boxes and I'm doing it. Check off boxes.
You're like a women's empowerment embodiment of that. And you would think it would be a role model to those ladies out there that want to empower themselves as an individual. But you've done this all on your lonesome, I believe, with you getting involved as a sex worker at the age of 18, I believe, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So with you, again, climbing the ladder in such a way, and I hate to say this, but look at how you look, because I've been said that, I've been told that also. But look at how you look and all of this other stuff. Has being different held you back and prejudiced against because of it?
No. If anything, has drawn more attention to me than I ever thought I would have. My whole look, my whole persona, my whole aesthetic. People are like, already interested in talking to me just because of the way I look. Like, not to sound like pretentious or whatever, but as soon as they start to talk to me, they're like, like the conservatives and the conservative Republicans around here, they come up to me when I'm campaigning at my booth. They assume that some liberal bullshit's going to come out of my mouth. And I'm like, hey, I think that we should get to buy pistols out of vending machines. and they're like, oh, okay, I kind of like this this person. And then we go there. So, I mean, it draws the attention that I need from the fix that I need. And then we go on from there. I stand up for LGBT rights. I stand up for gun rights. I stand up for liberty. And I think that alone it allows people to actually take a chance to listen to what I have to say and forget about the way I look for just a minute. Oh, we still got you there? What happened? Oh no. Well, I guess I'm just gonna be sitting here chilling.
I'm back. Can you hear me? Chase,
I think he's fixing some things right now.
You still with me, Chase?
Mm.
Hello, hello. We'll see if this catches up. Hey, Chase, can you hear me? Because I can see you. It's just a little late, though.
I would.
Can you hear me? Nope. Still bouncing around. All right, so we were talking about that Pizzagate shit. I got shut down. They didn't want us talking about that live, but we are. Leon Panetta, all of those people.
Probably make it harder for me, but I guess in a shitty way of.
Can you hear me? Hello, hello. Chase,
saying if I would, and I had a bunch of tattoos, then it probably wouldn't help, but.
Everybody, can you hear me now? Can't hear you. Hello, hello. Chase, you with me still? I apologize, everybody out there, for the technical difficulty. I'm not sure what the hell happened, but Chase, if you can restart your video for me, because I can't.
I guess with I think it's like the combination. Yeah, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just a delay on the visual.
No, I can. I don't know. I have 5G internet over here, so. Better?
No, it's all good though.
All right, let me see what here. I don't know. They're probably.
See, they cut out your sound right when you were speaking.
Lovely.
We know where this is going.
We know.
It's all good. I think we made enough of an impression. Hopefully, it's out there now in cyberspace. More people can watch the video. I appreciate you for continuing to answer the question while my feed was lost there, but you can still hear me and see me. You can, right?
Yeah. Is it like working? Is it working okay?
Yes. All right, cool.
Okay. Well, I was gonna add to that is when I ran first, I did not announce at all that I was a sex worker. Like nobody in the county knew. So I came out after the election, after everybody got to know me personally. And then all of these articles, like internationally, started coming out about me. Like I had one in the Daily Star. Some guy contacted me from Ukraine. Like I luckily my ex-husband speaks Ukrainian, so I was able to actually have an interview with somebody in Ukraine, write a full article about me, and then I had one in all these local papers. And then once that happened, it just blew up. So the way I look in my career has done nothing but good for my political journey.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that definitely helped you get more exposure, you know what I mean? And publicity. It's like free publicity, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great that it did not that your image per se has not held you back, because a lot of Black people, people of color, other people, you know, that look like you and, you know, just haven't had those type of advantages have been, you know, discriminated against. And, you know, it is a matter of, I guess, being persistent as an individual, seeing where you can kick open those doors and use it to your advantage. Like you said, you know, it attracted more people to you. I've seen that happen with me running for office, you know, being a Black libertarian, you know, that's attracted more people to me and my camp.
Everybody likes shock value. Everybody likes shaking things up and seeing just something different. Like the fact that there is over 40 million porn watchers in America, I'm bound to collect some support from somebody. You know what I mean? So
exactly, for sure. And hopefully that attraction continues to get you further and as far as possible with what you're seeking to do in life, because us activists in the liberty movement definitely appreciate everything that you're doing. I know I personally do. And you are running for an at-large member, for an at-large member for the National Party, correct?
I'm actually running for at-large legislature.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you get that. That's at-large legislature.
Last time I got the highest vote count of the county's history for a third-party candidate, so that was like,
woo. All right.
I was all about it. So.
Are you on the ballot on November 3rd?
No, but I have been campaigning hardcore for Joe Jorgensen. I've been going at it all day, every day. It's stressful, but
yeah, it is. When you're stumping on the campaign trail, it can be, but you seem to be built for it. You have you exert a lot of strength and energy that most people can benefit from. So continue to be an example of that. I appreciate it, so keep radiating that light for all of us libertarians to see.
Absolutely. And I definitely appreciate everything you're doing for the Libertarian Party. It's amazing.
I'm doing my best to, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm just trying to make this connection as, bi-coastal and global as possible. So I thank you for jumping in here from all the way from New York, Orleans County, New York, y'all, Chase. But before I let you out of here, Chase, because I do ask a whole bunch of questions, random ass questions, that none of my guests ever know what the hell I'm going to say. So I appreciate you.
Lord.
But I do my best also to speak about the different things that we have in common and try to shatter those stereotypes. You know what I'm saying? And one of those things is how we raise our children here in America, like we were talking about that. And a lot of people think it's a difference between Black people getting raised and how white kids get raised, you know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to discipline their children. So there is a term in the Black community called getting a whooping. I don't know if you ever heard of that before, but have you ever got a whooping growing up? And if so, what did your parents use? Did they use a switch, a belt? I mean, did they give you a choice? Unlike my parents.
Let me tell you something. I didn't get my ass kicked enough. That's the problem. I did not. You know what? You know what's funny is I got suspended from school one time, and it was for a stupid reason. And I could get all into that. Actually, I got suspended for taking a pencil sharpener apart in middle school. They deemed it as a weapon as soon as I started taking it apart. But my parents decided to take me shopping while I was suspended. That was my punishment. So I do believe that we're all raised differently, and I definitely should have gotten my ass kicked more.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like you got off easy, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Are you the only child? I mean, what's the deal?
I have two older sisters and a younger brother.
What'd you say?
I said I have two older sisters and a younger brother, but I left my parents' house when I was 15 and just explored Miami. Wow. And just kind of I branched out. I was working in tattoo shops as a piercer for like 2 or 3 years. And then I just branched off into the sex work community as soon as I hit 18. So I've lived quite an interesting life.
Well, you seem to be more strong-minded than most people, and an independent thinker and knowing what you want out of life. A lot of people, they go through life, 30, 40, 50, 60 years old, still trying to figure it out.
It's so the only person I can think right now is my dad. My dad is a libertarian. He raised me with libertarian values. He taught me everything I know today. So shout out to my dad.
Shout out to Pops. Happy Father's Day to you, Pops. For sure. Well, definitely appreciate you again, Chase Tkach, for coming on to the Black Side of Liberty and talking to me, because it was definitely an enlightening experience, and hopefully everyone out there that was watching this conversation is feeling a lot more enlightened by us as well. So thank you very much for being with us here.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
My pleasure. And to each and every one of you, hold on, like there. Oh, it was me. Back to me, y'all. All right, so cool. That again was Chase Tkach, Orleans County Chair for New York, out there in New York, Orleans County. She is the chairperson, so please definitely connect with her. And right here at the bottom, you can find her on Facebook, Chase Tkach Libertarian, or Molly Smash. Molly Smash is her professional name, and on Instagram as well as on Twitter. Information right here down at the bottom. Please be sure to connect with her and get involved in the Libertarian Party there locally with her. And hopefully what she said has inspired you to get involved with the Libertarian Party too, because we're a party of misfits, everybody from all walks of life, you know what I'm saying? We don't discriminate. We're definitely a party that's all about freedom and liberty and expression of self. So we want to embrace that and definitely explore that and expand that as much as powerful. I'm a proud libertarian for sure, no matter if I wear the R in the next election or not, like I plan on doing, because guess what? Gavin Newsom, he is being recalled. If you're in California, please definitely jump on the bandwagon. Let's recall Gavin Newsom right now. Visit the website, recallgavin2020.com. All right. You can get involved in a recall. You can print out the petition. We need wet signatures to the tune of 3 million signatures, 3 million signatures by November 17th. And we can definitely do it. We can get enough people inspired and involved. He just mandated that we wear masks, okay? So now you must wear a mask in the state of California, even if you have a health condition, even if it's been exempt, even if you find out that the coronavirus and the pandemic panic was all some bullshit, you still must wear a mask. And it definitely is unconstitutional. He is arbitrarily exercising this power out here in California and is an authoritarian that we, the people, must get rid of. But we must be active in doing so. And if we want to do it peacefully, civilly, and responsibly, without the means of arms and pitchforks and blowtorches and all that shit, recall Gavin2020.com. Let's get that man out of office right now, okay? And to each and every one of you that are out there watching, please definitely be sure to tune into my next episode. Next week, Tuesday, I'm going to be speaking with longtime liberty activist, friend of mine, and Hanford City Council candidate, Kalish Merle. She'll be right here on the Black Side of Liberty next week, Tuesday, June 30th. So please definitely be here. Let's talk with her. I want to talk to you and all my beings of light, art, culture, and knowledge. We definitely are going to chat more. So till next time, may the light of God and liberty shine on each and every one of y'all out there. Peace.